We have come to the end of this week's devotional series on knowing Jesus. Today's reading is extremely profound, especially considering the context in which we read the following passages. It's a reminder that just because we go to church or do religious things doesn't mean that we know Jesus or we know God the Father. Here's what's happening in John 10:22 through 30. Jesus is in the temple. He is in the center of God's house. Catch the context. God's Son is standing in the middle of God's house. And in this moment, some Jews who have come there to worship have a question for Jesus. Starting verse 24. They ask him, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Messiah, tell us plainly." Jesus answered, "I did tell you, but you did not believe. The works I do in my Father's name testify about me, but you did not believe because you are not my sheep." You can be religious, but not believe in Jesus. Now he shares the characteristics of his sheep. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them. Firsthand personal experience. What we've been talking about this week, I know them, and they follow me. The irony of the picture is that there are people standing in God's temple, the Father's house, that say that they want to be with him, but they don't want to know who Jesus is, or they don't want to acknowledge him as the Messiah. And as a result, they will miss out truly on knowing God the Father because they did not know Jesus. Similarly, we can show up to religious environments, we can walk in and do religious routines, but if we don't know Jesus, it is ultimately worthless. Let's make sure that every routine, every gathering, every moment that we have together where Jesus is the focus, our goal is to know him more. Which brings us to our prayer for today. It's the same prayer we've been praying all week long. And the prayer is, I want to know Christ. Thank you for walking with me on this journey as we have grown in our ability to have a first-hand personal experience with Christ.